What does it really take to build an AI agent? You might be surprised that it all starts with just a single line of Python. And in this explainer, we're going to connect that very first line to the super powerful concepts that are driving today's most advanced AI.
So you think building an AI is hard, right? A lot of people see it as this impossibly complex black box. But honestly, the path from a simple command to an intelligent agent is way more straightforward than you probably imagine.
And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're not just going to show you bits of code. We're going to map out the entire conceptual journey, from your very first program to understanding how an AI agent actually thinks.
And get this, we're going to cover this whole path in the next 5 minutes. Seriously. So let's dive right in.
Okay, every great adventure has to start somewhere. For us, it's the simplest command in all of Python. And this isn't just about making some text appear on a screen. This is our first step in learning how to give instructions to a machine. It's the absolute foundation for any AI.
This little line of code right here, this is your first conversation with the computer. The print command is basically how your program talks back to you, showing you results and telling you what it's doing. You can think of it as the voice of your future agent.
Okay, so you've said hello, now what? Well, you need to remember things, and that's where variables come in. Just think of them as little labels you stick on boxes to store information. I mean, an AI can't be intelligent if it doesn't have a memory, right? And variables are the most basic atoms of that memory. So, we can store single pieces of information. Now we need to get them organized. This is where we open up our core coding toolkit. These are the data structures that let us handle information in a really smart, efficient way.
First tool up is the list. And you know what? It's exactly what it sounds like. A simple, ordered collection of items. Just like a shopping list or a list of steps in a recipe. Now, an AI agent might use a list to keep track of the steps in a plan it needs to follow, or maybe to remember the turn-by-turn history of a conversation. In those cases, the order is absolutely everything, and that's why lists are so essential.
Next up in our toolkit is the dictionary. Now, instead of just a sequence of items, a dictionary is all about connections. You have a key, kind of like a word, and a value, like its definition. It's perfect for storing pieces of data that are related to each other.
So why does this matter so much for AI? Well, here's the crucial point. An AI agent's memory is basically just a really sophisticated dictionary. It needs to store facts like a user's name, or their preferences, or the current state of the world. Dictionaries are how an agent builds its internal knowledge base.
All right, take a deep breath because this is where it gets really interesting. We have data and we have memory. Now we're going to give our program a mind of its own. We are going to teach it how to make decisions.
And we do that with some pretty simple logic, if-else statements. As you can see, if a condition is true, the code goes down one path. If it's false, it takes a totally different path. This simple little fork in the road is the foundation of all complex decision-making in AI.
But what about doing the same task over and over again? Well, for that, we use loops. Instead of writing the code out for every single item on a list, we just tell the computer, hey, for every item here, do this action. This is how an AI can process huge amounts of data so efficiently.
So, now we have the tools. We can store data, we can organize it, and we can make decisions. It's time for our first mission, putting all of these pieces together to build a basic personal assistant.
And yeah, this is a major milestone. We're officially leveling up. We're moving from just learning individual concepts to actually creating a program that acts like a basic agent, something that can understand and respond to commands. So here are the objectives, and notice how simple they are. The assistant just needs to ask a question, understand a few specific commands, time, weather, or joke, give the right answer, and, this is important, know what to do when it doesn't understand. It's a perfect, bite-sized version of what complex AI agents do every day.
And here's how it all comes together in the code. We take user input, and then we just use that if-else-else logic to check what they typed. Did they say time? Okay, do this. Did they say weather? Do that instead. See? All those concepts we've learned, they just click together into one simple working program.
So we've built our basic assistant. But that's just the beginning. The foundation we've just laid unlocks the door to the real frontier of agentic AI. Let's take a quick peek at what's on the other side.
To build real agents, you're going to need a bigger toolkit. This means things like reading files to get knowledge, making API calls to connect to live data like the weather, and understanding different data formats.
You'll also use something called classes to create more structured blueprints for an agent's memory and tools. But maybe the most powerful concept of all is embeddings.
This brings us to a concept that totally changes the game: embeddings. Instead of just matching keywords, embeddings convert the actual meaning of text into a series of numbers. This is what lets an AI understand context and nuance, not just specific words.
Here's the way to think about it. In the world of embeddings, concepts that have similar meanings, like apple and mango, are mathematically close to each other. And concepts with totally different meanings, like police and apple, are super far apart. This basically creates a giant map of meaning that an AI can navigate to find the most relevant information for you.
And that's the whole journey, from a simple "hello world" to variables, lists, decision-making, and all the way to embeddings, the numerical representation of meaning itself. We've literally just mapped the entire path. So the only question left is, what are you going to build first?